Hi guys, and we are going to start the second part of our story. Yesterday we left off with what a push and a pull are. Remember, a push is something that you move away from yourself, and a pull is something that you pull towards yourself. And also, whatever you push with your force, the the object is also pushing back against you. It's just you can't always feel it. All right, so let's get to, here we are. All right. You see it all? Sometimes you can see what is pushing or pulling, and sometimes you can't. If you roll your toy car and it hits a wall or the couch, you can see that the wall or the couch stops the car. The wall and the couch produce force. If the car hits your big brother, you'd better run, because your big brother's probably not going to like it. All right. If the car doesn't hit a wall or your big brother or the couch or the cat or anything you can see, it still stops. What is pushing on the car to make it stop? A force called friction. Everyone go ahead and say the word friction. Good job. Everything is bumpy. Even things that feel smooth, like glass or ice, are all still a little bumpy. You can't feel the bumps of glass because they are too small, and you can't see them either, but they are still there. Whenever two things rub against each other, the bumps on those things rub against each other. The force of the bumps rubbing against each other is called friction. Friction makes moving things slow down. When you roll your car, the bumps on the floor push against the bumps on the wheels of the car. This friction is the force that stops the car. All right, so think about your toy cars that you have. The wheels, they're bumpy, right? And so when you're rolling it across the floor, even though it's going forward, the bumps on the car's wheels and the floor are starting to slow it down. If there were no bumps, it would just keep going and going, and you may never get it back. If you push the car along a shiny wooden hallway, it rolls much farther than if you push it along a thick bedroom rug. The rug is bumpier than the hallway. It creates more friction. It makes the car stop more quickly. So the car on the floor goes faster because that floor, the wooden floor, is smooth. The one on the carpet slowed down quicker because the carpet is bumpier. Can you see? Bumpier. What if you roll your car across very slippery ice? It will go even further than it does on the shiny wooden floor. The ice is so smooth that the force of friction is very small. So because the ice is smooth, there's not as much friction, and that's why it goes further and faster. But even if the car isn't touching anything, even if you pretend it's an airplane and throw it right through the air, it still stops moving. What's going to happen to that toy car? The boy threw the car in the air, and what's going to eventually happen? That's right, it's going to stop, and it's going to fall down to the ground. Where did I leave off? It falls to the ground. Two forces stop it. One is friction. Even air has a small amount of friction. Do you think we can see the friction in the air? We can't see the friction in the air, but it's there. And it's just a little bit, it's not a lot. In space, there is no air, which we talked about earlier in the year. So in space, there is no air friction. If you were an astronaut and you threw your toy car into space, no friction would slow it down. Your car would keep going forever. And there's another reason why the car is still in the air. And I'm sure most of you know why. Because in space, is there gravity? There's no gravity in space. And that's where we're going to leave off for this part. Okay? So the second force that we learned about was friction, right? And friction slows things down, right? For example, since the floor is smooth, the car went faster. But because this little boy rolled it on the carpet, it went slower because of the bumps. And the bumps of the carpet and the bumps of the tire slow it down. All right? And we'll finish the last part of the book tomorrow. And what force do you think tomorrow will be? I'll give you a clue. It has something to do with space. Until next time, guys, I'll see you later.